Greetings, Grand Rising. I ask the Almighty Yah Himself to be with me as I deliver and prepare this particular message. Today is beautiful Wednesday, July 16, 2025. I pray that all is well with everyone, but I also ask the Almighty Yah Himself to send the necessary, beautiful, bright, protective guardian angels to rest upon this message as well. I was guided to share a particular message of what I've had to endure for the last 50 plus years. I currently am trying to work through a particular emotion that I'm experiencing, because here it is. You have following the laws, rules, policies, statutes, and things of that nature, doing things in a correct order and in a correct manner. I was looking over a few things, and I realized you really can't conduct business without having a proper EIN, right? So I got to looking it up. They say that Earth is a school. So when I say this, please, you guys, don't take offense to what I'm saying, but hear me out. They say Earth is a school, correct? According to the Almighty, this is a place that He granted each one of us. And when He granted each one of us this place that we call home, He granted it to each one, and He was not picky on whom it is He gave it to, because He gave it to all. Now, this is what I noticed. Again, trying to do things the correct way, being on the correct side of law and spiritual and physical to the best of my ability. I tried to get a business going online and get registered and things of that nature, and I realized I can't do anything, even if in public and or private, without an EIN number, which is it's an identifying number, equivalent of a social security number, right? So I was looking up the information, and I was guided to look up prison EINs. And what I found was interesting. I'm going to pull it up so I can read it to you. I thought this was very interesting, because I was like, what? What you saying, Daddy? He said, I'm going to show you something, my child. So this is what I came up with. This is what Artificial Intelligence Overview came up with. Yes, prisons and government entities in general have employer identification numbers. An EIN is a unique 9-digit number assigned by the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, that identifies an entity for tax and reporting purposes. Governmental units such as states and their political subdivisions, including the agencies that operate prisons, are not generally subject to federal income tax, but still use their EIN for identification purposes. So, and then the question I had asked was, let's see if I can find it. It was, do you need a EIN? Come on. Uh-oh. Hold on. Whether a prisoner needs an EIN, employer identification number, depends on their specific circumstances, particularly if they are involved in business activities or have employees, right? General rules. Incarcerated individuals typically use their social security number or individual tax identification number for tax purposes. When an EIN might be needed, a prisoner might need an EIN if they have a legitimate tax filing purpose that requires it, such as operating a business even from prison, which can be complex due to facility rules. 2, having employees. 3, paying certain taxes like employment, exercise, or alcohol, tobacco, or firearm taxes, right? Okay. The IRS has a discretion. It can refuse to issue an EIN if it determines that the applicant, including a prisoner, hasn't demonstrated a legitimate tax filing purpose, or if there's reason to believe The number will be used for fraudulent schemes. Okay. I want you guys to see. I'm reading this off of Artificial Intelligence Overview off of Google. Okay. So, see the question. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay. There you go. Now, what brought me to this was this. In summary, while prisoners generally use their Social Security number or ITIN for tax filings, an EIN might be necessary if they have a specific business or employment-related tax obligation that warrants it, according to the IRS. Now, it says in the Bible, no man, no woman, no child, literally, and animals, actually, cannot operate in the commercial field. Now, if we are considered someone's property, aren't we supposed to have an identifier that we personally can use so that we can be identified, whether you are public and or private? The reason why I'm asking that is because this. I had applied for an EIN a while back, and when I went to go and retrieve it out of the mailbox, I noticed there were particular people around me, so I never got my actual form. So in order for me to operate commerce, I would have to have that particular number. Now here's my question. If someone is using your identity and they say that that particular department is looking for you, how do you rectify your stolen identity and retrieve who you are if you do not have that initial number? If anyone has the answer to that, please allow me to look that up and see exactly where I can locate that, because that in itself will help me understand exactly where I need to go as far as getting myself properly within the laws, statutes, rules, regulations of doing commerce effectively. Because anyone that is actually out there doing that with my information, I'm trying to figure out how you doing that. And I'm not able to retrieve that because, again, I had people around me that assumed I was using it when the whole time I never even received it. It was already retrieved from the place in which it was supposed to have been delivered to. And then I had people looking at me as though I had actually received it when I got a letter about 3 days after that when I went to the same location that stated that the number that I had was issued, but I need to give them a call. And I did that, and I was rerouted to someone else. It was not the IRS, because I called the number back twice and I kept getting disconnected. Can someone please explain that to me? So, in order to do business correctly, you would need an employer identification number or an ITIN. My ITIN is currently locked. That was locked intentionally. So I know what's going on with that. But in order to move forward with my identification and getting myself rebuilt back the way I need to be so that I can properly do commerce in the commercial field and be viable, can someone please assist me with where do I find the initial EIN number that I originally applied for? You guys have a great evening, grand rising, grand afternoon, and know that I do truly love you because I am seeking for a way to do this, because to be intentionally, purposely stopped, blocked, and monitored and called something that you know you are not. I can only speak the truth, I can only seek the truth, and I can only search for the truth as far as telling it. My situation is not one that is a lot of people aren't experiencing, because what I realize is all the years I've been online, I've done everything that I was supposed to do, including getting EIN numbers. I've only had 5 in my entire lifetime, and I don't have access to any of them. And when I tried to reach out to the IRS again, I keep getting rerouted, and I would get put on hold for about 10 minutes and then intentionally hung up on. Can someone please assist me with finding out what I need to do to retrieve this information? Because again, I keep looking online and the numbers that I'm calling gets me absolutely nowhere. Have a grand evening, grand rising, grand afternoon, and anyone that can assist with this information, I will be ever so grateful to be able to move forward and contribute legally, lawfully, and in the right energy and the right conditions. I love you. This is Nita. Truly get to know who the Almighty is, because when He makes a decision and He tells you which path to go, listen to Him, because it can put you on the correct path. Have a grand evening, grand rising, grand afternoon, and know that I do truly love you on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday, July 15, 2025. Truly get to know who the Almighty is. I love you.